What's up YouTube? This is John Helm with Helm Woodshop and Smithy, back with another knife making video. Today we are going to make these Japanese chef's knives. Let's get started. I had a little swoopy deal sticking out here so that the blade could extend over your finger, but then I realized that it wasn't going to leave enough clearance for your finger with the type of handle that I was putting on here. So rather than hollow it out and make it look weird, I just reprofiled these to a more traditional Nakiri design. And now that the profiles are all set, the tang is filed off and square, it's time to heat treat. Moment of truth. Looks like we're good. Designed a cool little side project to work on while those are tempering on the cutoff from that bar of steel. Should be a cool little pocket cleaver. All right, I have my template and I have an hour while those are in the temper. Let's see how far I can get on this thing. What an hour I had. I actually got this thing almost done being ground. It is heat treated, it has holes. I already have holes drilled in the handle scales and I have pins cut and chamfered. I can't believe I did that much work in an hour. It was insane. So the knives that are in the oven tempering are done with their first cycle. Now I'm gonna let them cool to room temperature, put them back in for another hour, and see if I can finish this guy up. Cool to be able to finish a knife in just 2 hours, but I hit the 2-hour mark and I'm not done. I am really on the home stretch though, so I'm gonna give myself another half hour and see if I can get through with this. Well, I finished this little project. It took me a total of 2 hours and 15 minutes, which honestly I was super surprised with. I'm always a really slow knife maker, so I never thought I would be able to do something this quick, even if it is just this little pocket cleaver. It has a really cool handle on it though. I really like how it feels in the hand. It's a pretty snazzy little project to do to keep myself busy while the other the chef knives were tempering. Anyway, those are done tempering. I'm done with this, but now it's the end of the day, so I'm gonna call it quits. Now I'm gonna go inside and sharpen this up on some stones, and then I'll come back in the morning and finish up on those 2 chef's knives. So out of the heat treat, these are beautiful and perfectly straight. Everything went great, skated a file beautifully, and they're now tempered back for some toughness with 2 cycles of 1 hour at 400 degrees in the oven. Now this one is going to become a Gyuto, which is a meat slicing knife, so it's going to be a little bit beefier. More specifically, this shape will be an Usuba Bocho. And I apologize to anyone watching this who speaks Japanese because I'm sure my pronunciation is absolutely horrific. This one is going to be kind of a general use knife. It'll be sort of a beefy Nakiri. So let's go over to the grinder, flatten these out, and get those bevels ground in. Well, I came out here, grounding the bevels, started all the hand sanding and stoning and what have you. And next thing I know, my kids are coming home from school. I've been out here sanding all day long. Sweet. What a great day. Love hand sanding so much. So, this is unfortunate. So you can see right there, there is a little crack along the edge. I don't know how it got there. It was actually really interesting. I took this up to a 220 grit on the disc sander and it was totally clean, couldn't see anything. Once I went back to 120 grit for the hand sanding and I started seeing a little speck. As I sanded, the speck got bigger and bigger and there was actually an inclusion inside of the steel, which this wasn't forged, there was no forge welding, so I don't know how an inclusion would have gotten in there. An edge crack maybe during the heat treat, but not just a void in the middle of the steel. So I think it may have actually been from the factory. And that sucks because I spent all that time hand sanding it and now I have to grind it back down. But what are you gonna do? So while I was grinding out that inclusion, I uncovered another inclusion. This one is just a tiny little pinhole and it is right next to the edge. So after this is sharpened 2 or 3 times, it'll be gone. Now, obviously I don't want to give it to a client in this condition, but lucky for me, one of these is a gift and this isn't a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it now. super happy with both of these. Look at this handle. That's crazy. This is a piece of firewood. If you watch my how to make knife skills out of firewood video, that's where I got this wood. I almost dropped it just then. I'm glad I didn't. Anyway, these are both gonna go off to their new homes. I'm sure that their new owners are gonna be just as happy with them as I am, hopefully more so. So thank you all very much for joining me. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.